is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1. Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. CSI, Shakespeare. Father of the Bride. Medicine. What's the word? Best Musical Actor Tony winners. And Trading Places. A lot of clues, a lot of categories. Player 1, make a selection. It's the medium on which you're traveling if you're in a hoy. Here's what we were looking for. Water. Select again. If you set some Chinese punk on fire, it's because Chinese punk is this, from the Latin for set on fire. Yes, player 2.
Oh.
Sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player 1. Yes. Player 1, you pick again, please. On a snail, an onomatophore is a stalk with this at the end. Yes, player 1.
Oh!
Any other takers? Okay, player 2. That's correct. All right, let's get back into this. Player 2 has control. A shako is a stiff, cylindrical one of these worn by soldiers. It's player 2. Nope. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Player 3? Good. Player 3, you're in command of the board as we continue, right? If you've got quinsy, also known as tonsillitis, you've got swelling in this part of your body. Okay, player 1. Right. Player 1, where do we start? A cold that lasts longer than a week may indicate inflammation of these air spaces in the skull. Let's hear it, player 1. Good. Select again. Let's take it over to Sarah.
Red blood cells are distorted into a particular shape and don't carry oxygen well in patients with this type of anemia.
Okay, player 1. Player 1, you pick again, please. Suspect Rocky Mountain spotted fever even in patients from the Carolinas, as it's an area with lots of these critters. Here's what we wanted. Ticks. We return to you, player 1. A stent is a tube often used to hold these open, especially the coronary ones. The correct response is arteries. Please pick again, player 1. The air puff test, a measure of eye pressure, is used to diagnose this condition. Player 2. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Player 3? Anyone else? Yes, player 1? Player 1, back to you. Here's Jimmy with the clue.
Near two major rivers, this Missouri city was founded as a fur trading post by Pierre Leclerc in 1763.
Okay, player 1. That is correct. You get to pick again, player 1.
Frankfurt's Rossmarkt was a site for this type of animal trading, also a term for hard bargaining.
It's player 2. That's correct. Where do we begin, player 2?
Located on this continent, the Kanem-Bornu Empire lasted 1,000 years by being a center of trade.
Let's hear it, player 1. Woo! That's correct. Where do we begin, player 1? Answer, the Daily Double. And you're in the lead now. You need to select your wager. Here is your Daily Double clue.
This city's Grand Bazaar was built in 1461 by Sultan Mehmet the Conqueror.
Congratulations, you're still in first, player 1. You again, player 1.
From its founding in 1898 until 1919, this exchange was known as the Chicago Butter and Egg Board.
The correct response is
Chicago Mercantile Exchange.
you get to pick again, player 1. This steel man who gave away $350 million gave away his daughter Margaret at her 1919 wedding. It's player 1. That is correct. Player 1, choose again. On November 14th, 1973, his daughter Anne got married at Westminster Abbey, with 500 million watching on TV. Let's hear it, player 3. Right, you're out of the hole. All right, let's get back into this. Player 3 has control. In 2002, Ralph Steadman, who took a wild trip to this city with Hunter Thompson, went back to see his daughter wed. Here's what we were looking for. Las Vegas. Please pick again, player 3. 9 weeks before he died, this Broadway lyricist got his daughter to the church on time. Here's what we were looking for. Alan J. Lerner. Select again. Days before the 1992 election, this candidate accused the GOP of trying to disrupt his daughter's wedding. Yes, player 1? Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Player 3? Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Yes, Player 2. That's it. Player 2, you're in command of the board as we continue, right? The Producers, 2001. Player 3? Yes. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 3, you make the next selection as we... How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, 1995. Here's what we wanted. Matthew Broderick. Player 3, back to you for our next selection. Fiddler on the Roof, 1965. Let's hear it, Player 2. Great, you're back into it now. All right, let's get back into this. Player 2 has control. Stabbed the king and made him drink poison. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark, and it's him. It's Player 2. No. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Yes, Player 1? Correct. Player 1, start us. Witness says he does murder sleep, and the guy okayed the hit on Banquo. But what we have here, Frank, is regicide. Here's the correct response. Macbeth. We return to you, Player 1. Bloodspatter says the guy killed Paris, then himself. The girl stabbed herself. Ain't love grand? It's Player 1. Right. Select again. 3 Dead Daughters by Poison, Hanging, and Suicide. I wouldn't want to write the family Christmas card this year. Here's what we wanted. King Lear. Player 1, you pick again, please. The Duke's been stabbed, then drowned in a barrel of wine. Looks like the drinks are on him. Here's the correct response. Richard III. Please pick again, Player 1. Camelot, 1961. Player 2. Nope. Any other takers? The correct response is Richard Burton. And now the $1,000 clue. Catch Me If You Can, 2011. Okay, Player 3. That's correct. On the plus side again. Player 2 will select first in Double Jeopardy right after this. Let's see what happens in Double Jeopardy with these categories awaiting the players. Synonyms. Name the poet. The quasi-war with France. In the neck. Islands. And pop on a CD. Player 2, you start.
On June 21st, 1798, this president told Congress he was going to break off relations with France. Yes, player one?
Yeah!
That's correct. Player one, start us. As a noun, it's a synonym for flower. As a verb, it's to blossom or come into one's own. Let's hear it, player two. That's not right. Any other takers? Player one?
Yeah!
You are correct. Synonyms for crowd include throng, flock, and this word that can also mean an infatuation. Player one? Good. Please pick again, player one. In court, you won't hear a lawyer say remonstrance, but this synonym. Yes, player one? Right. Player one, back to you for our next selection. Answer. The first of the two daily doubles. You are in first place. How much? And the clue. Back in the 19th century, ladies didn't faint, but did this five-letter synonym. Congratulations, you're still in first, player one. Player one, back to you for our next selection. This synonym for to seclude is also a word for part of a monastery or convent. Okay, player two. Nope. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player one. No. Anyone else? Okay, player three. Good. Okay, let's get back into this. Player three, you make the next selection as we... The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still. Yes, player one? Yep. Player one, you're in command of the board as we continue right now. Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. Peachtree Road. Yes, player one?
Yeah!
That's correct. Player one, choose again. Dirty Mind, Controversy, The Love Symbol Album. Let's hear it, player two. Yep. All right, let's get back into this. Player two has control. Rhythm Nation 1814, The Velvet Rope. Here's what we wanted. Janet Jackson. Player two, pick again. Thankful, Breakaway. Here's the response we were looking for. Kelly Clarkson. Player two, choose again. The Writings on the Wall,
survivor. It's player 1. You got it. Player 1, start us. Curly made his woo-woos and nyuk-nyuks in this hollow chamber, also called the voice box. Yes, player 1? That's it. Player 1, back to you. In emergencies, this neck operation may be performed with a penknife and the empty shell of a pen. Okay, player 3. Good. Player 3, where do we start? These arteries carry blood to the head. A blockage in one may lead to an ischemic stroke. We're talking about the carotid arteries. Player 3, pick again. This gland makes its hormones by combining iodine with the amino acid tyrosine. Yes, player 2. Player 2, you're in command of the board as we continue, right? This U.S. Commonwealth lies about 70 miles across the Mona Passage from the Dominican Republic. Yes, player 1? Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? The correct response is Puerto Rico. Select again. About 10 inches long, it passes through the neck and goes past the heart, through the diaphragm, and into the stomach. Here's what we were looking for, the esophagus. Select again. Preparations for war included adding ships like the USS Constitution, nicknamed this in the War of 1812. Let's hear it, player 2. That is correct. You're out of the hole. You get to pick again, player 2. USS Constellation beat both La Vengeance and L'Insurgente in this sea, where the U.S. enjoyed a home field edge. Here's what we were looking for, the Caribbean. You again, player 2. The rally cry of the Americans during the fight was millions for this, but not 1 cent for tribute. The correct response is defense. Player 2, pick again. In October of 1797, the United States met with agents of France known by these 3 code letters. Let's hear it, player 2. Right. You again, player 2. Here's Jimmy from our Clue Crew with the clue.
The indigenous name of this island, home to the famous Moai statues, is Rapa Nui.
It's player 1. Right. Player 1, you start. A chain of shoals known as Adam's Bridge stretches between India and this nation. Here's what we wanted. Sri Lanka. Player 1, choose again. This large island's two highest peaks lie in the Maoke Mountains. Here's the correct response. New Guinea. You get to pick again, Player 1. Yeah! The second daily double. You are in the lead right now. Decide on your wager, Player 1. All right, here's your clue. This large Italian island in the Mediterranean lies just 7 miles south of Corsica. Even so, you are still in the lead. Here's the correct response. Sardinia. Player 1, you pick again, please.
Wee sleeket cowren timorous beastie, oh what a panic's in thy breastie.
Let's hear it, Player 3. Good. Player 3, you're in command of the board as we continue, right?
There was an old man with a beard who said, "It is just as I feared."
The correct response is Edward Lear. We return to you, Player 3.
A little learning is a dangerous thing. Drink deep, or taste not the Pierian spring.
Here's what we were looking for.
Alexander Pope.
And now the $2,000 clue.
Drink to me only with thine eyes, and I will pledge with mine.
We're talking about
Ben Jonson.
I'll see you all for Final Jeopardy in just a moment. Time to get ready for Final Jeopardy. And today the category is this. Sports business. Please enter your wager. Here's the clue for you. In 1993, this man said, "What Phil and Nike have done is turn me into a dream." What did you say? And that will lose you. Let's see your response. And this correct response will add how much to your score? And your response? And that correct response will add... Congratulations, Player 1. You're the winner. We'll see you all next time.